I've had a few questions about how to actually announce to students and individually to an entire class, whatever, how to announce the meeting is starting now. So, in a previous video, I covered how you can literally plan all of your meetings for the entire semester and have them kind of auto populate. They'll show up in your teams and your channels, and you use the calendar feature for that. If you haven't seen that video, you need to watch that first if you really want to know how to maximize your time, get everything scheduled, and make sure all of the information goes out to all the students and gets on all the calendars. That being said, students are students, and even though you've done your due diligence, you still need to be able to prompt them, hey, our meeting starts in 5 minutes. It's a good idea, and I want to show you how to do that. It's pretty simple. So, Teams has a feature down here. I'm in the general area, and it has a feature down here where it says start a new conversation. And you can use the at symbol and you can put in individual names or team names. So I'm going to do a team name at for testing. Okay, so this is my entire for testing team. Meeting soon. I'm just going to put please ignore because although every user in here is fake, there's one or two people that help me test and I don't want them to actually think they need to do something. So if I do this, everyone's going to get a message right now telling them we're having a meeting soon. And that's all you have to do for any team. You just put at the team name and blast it out and it goes. And then if you want to put an individual person, you can just type their name. So onboarding account is a fake account that I have. If I do this and I put meeting now, the onboarding account will get the notification and they'll know that we're meeting now. The main issue with all of this is that there's an assumption that the setup of Teams was done correctly by the admin on the back, by the back end admin, and by the end user. And making those assumptions is a huge mistake. So I'm making a video soon going through the entire admin setup because I have seen numerous things like one page setup guide to Teams. That isn't gonna do it. You gotta trust me on this. If you have not set up your Teams and the back end admin side, and it takes time to do, you're gonna have a lot of problems. You can't do everything with the interface and with just written policy. There are things that you need to do, especially if you're working K to 12. You need to turn a lot of stuff off. I'll get back to that later in another video. For now, let's talk about what has to happen at the user end and something everyone needs to do. This is just not optional. You've got to come up with a standard for notifications. That means as a school, you need to determine, at least by department or by grade level, what the notification parameters are going to be. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go to settings and notifications. You have all of these options. This is not the default options. I have customized these. So for example, team membership changes. If I am added to a team or removed, I'm going to get only a banner notification, and that is just here, just in my banner. I'm not going to get an email. If you really want students to be fully covered with notifications, your standard needs to be banner and email for everything. If people have some of this stuff off, they're not going to get anything. And most of the issues I've seen where teachers are like, I asked so and so to join, they said they didn't get a message. It's because the student actually went in and turned off all their notifications. So you don't want to do that. This is an interesting one too. Manage notification status. Here you can put in a person who you want to follow when they're on and offline. You could, as a policy, have students put in all of their teachers here. So they know at least when their teacher's online, or their advisor, if you just want to do it at the advisory level. Um, and that way they actually get a notice whenever somebody joins. And then if teachers are signing in at the right time, the students are going to get notified that way as well. There are a lot of options. So you need to make sure these notification settings, I'll just jump back in here, are properly set up to a standard. This should not be random. Everybody needs to kind of agree on some level what this has to be.